Welcome back, everyone. Today we're gonna talk about Genesis 4, verse 22. And Zillah, she also bore Tubal-Cain, the forger of every cutting instrument of bronze and iron, and the sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah. This verse introduces Tubal-Cain, the archetype of human mastery over metallurgy, and his sister Naamah, whose identity carries deep mystical implications. According to the Zohar and Midrash, this is not just a record of technical progress, it marks the birth of weaponized skill, industrial power, and seductive spiritual forces. It shows how the Cainite line perfected arts without holiness, intensifying human potential for both creation and destruction. The first phrase we have Zillah, bore Tubal-Cain, the intensifier of Cain's legacy. Tubal-Cain's name fuses Tubal, meaning to increase, to flow, with Cain, signifying the one who increases Cain's work. He is the culmination of Cain's technological spirit to shape the earth's raw elements into tools and weapons. If Cain shed blood with stone, Tubal-Cain shed blood with tempered fire. Tubal-Cain is thus the first blacksmith, but more than that, he is the first to channel fire into instruments of power. His role is ambivalent. Forging tools could serve agriculture and construction, but in the Cainite ethos, such tools quickly become weapons of domination. The Midrash says Tubal-Cain spiced and sweetened Cain's sin, not erasing it, but refining it into something more dangerous. He was both a craftsman and an arms dealer, supplying hunters and warriors. This made violence more efficient, spreading bloodshed faster than before. The next phrase we have the forger of every cutting instrument of bronze and iron, the union of elements. Bronze and iron carry deep symbolic meaning. In Kabbalah, bronze represents netzach, which means endurance, victory, used for tools of work. Iron represents gevurah, which also represents severity, judgment, the raw power to destroy. Tubal-Cain unites these forces, combining endurance with destructive potential, creating the first blended technology. This is the Cainite inversion of divine craftsmanship. Instead of building the Mishkan, tabernacle, to unite worlds, he builds weapons that divide and destroy. The Midrash notes that bronze was used for agricultural tools and musical instruments, but iron for weapons. By mastering both, Tubal-Cain blurred the line between productivity and violence, showing how civilization and destruction can emerge from the same forge. The next phrase we have, and the sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah, the mystical woman. Naamah means pleasant or beautiful. The Zohar gives her two layers of identity. First, in the unholy realm, she is linked with seduction and the corruption of men through beauty, becoming a prototype of the shadow-like feminine energy. Her allure draws souls away from holiness. Second, the identity is in the holy realm. A tradition in the Zohar associates her with the righteous Naamah, who later survives the flood as Noah's wife, though this is debated in Midrash. In this reading, her beauty is sanctified, used to preserve life. In her was beauty's double edge, charm to lift the righteous, and snare to bind the wicked. The Midrash offers two portrayals. One tradition says she played instruments at idol festivals to entice men, linking her to Jubal's musical influence. Another identifies her as the virtuous wife of Noah, whose pleasantness brought comfort during the ark's trials. This duality reflects the mystical truth that every force of attraction can serve either the Holy One or the other side. The Kabbalistic symbol behind the verse is the convergence of art, technology, and seduction. This verse represents the triple threat of unrectified civilization, technological mastery, weaponized metallurgy, sensual influence. When combined without holiness, these forces destabilize moral order, ushering in the generation of the flood, where violence and corruption filled the earth. Yet within them lies redemptive potential. Tools can build sanctuaries, music can praise God, and beauty can elevate the soul if they are reconnected to their divine source. To summarize, Genesis 4 verse 22 shows the Cainite line advancing civilization through metallurgy and art, but in separation from God. The lesson from the verse: Tubal-Cain and Naamah symbolize the peak of human potential in exile. Mastery over earth's elements, mastery over human emotion, and mastery over attraction. In holiness, these could build a world of light. In exile, they accelerate humanity's path toward destruction. That's it for today. Thank you very much for your donation. Be blessed, everyone, and I will see you on the next episode.